Welcome back to Crypto Tutorial. On today's video, I would like to discuss, several altcoins and as well see what the possible opportunities will be within the upcoming days and hours. So please, I hope you all are able to see me and hear me. So welcome back once more, and I will say thank you very much for watching right now, and hopefully you will be enjoying today's content. Also, what I would like to discuss during this video is to see what the possible opportunities are going to be, and even more important, are we going to still see an even further decline within the upcoming weeks, or are we actually going to manage to hold strong where we are currently at? Therefore, I actually would like to take a look at Bitcoin first, but of course I will also manage and see other cryptocurrencies during this live stream, so that is something you do not have to worry about. Also, please do not forget to smash up those subscribers. I'm sorry for that, and hopefully you will be enjoying this content. So let's get started by looking at Bitcoin. So I opened up the weekly time frame. I've placed a few lines here. You can see those thin lines. One of those is at $45,135. One above us at $38,150, and below us at $31,778, and even further below us at $18,860. So, actually, let's get started and let's take a quick look at Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. Well, what I think is actually crucial is that for me personally, this is a bit of a bearish weekly close. Why? Is because I wanted actually to see a weekly close occur above the $38,150. Why? If we actually saw a stronghold getting formed on top of this area, it would have been actually still quite good to see, because we were actually finding support on top of previous resistance. So therefore I wanted badly to see a crossover, or actually a weekly candle be able to hold strong on top of the $38,150. Unfortunately, right now we have seen a further decline underneath this. We did close the weekly candle at approximately $36,188, so $200 below the price I personally $2,000 below the price I personally wanted to see. And right now we are actually trading in between these two ranges. Well, what is this actually showing us? Well, for sure in the immediate short term, I think we have to take into consideration that the $31,778 will be actually a major stronghold of support. The reason why is because previously during the weekly time frame, we have been able to find support on top of it once, but we have as well seen support on top of it twice. So therefore I personally think, yeah, this is a level that we want to monitor closely, especially because we could see there a major support being found on top of this area. So that is for sure something I think is very good to notice, and as well a level that we must monitor closely. So yeah, right now I'm once more looking into the charts and taking into consideration what the current price action is doing, but even more important, I'm taking a look at what the possibilities are within the upcoming months and weeks. For sure, what I think is actually very good to know is that if we do right now actually manage to hold strong on top of this range at $31,778, I personally think that it will still be a very important level of support, but as well a level that if we do break down below will be actually quite devastating for the Bitcoin price action, because we could actually see a major leg towards the downside, heading towards the $18,000. Why is this actually the case? Because lots of people are saying 25k, 30k. That is as well for sure a possibility. Like you can see here, if we do actually count the wick of these candles, you can clearly see that this is the box where we would like to stay actually on top of. But if we break down below this box, I personally think that $18,000 might perhaps get reached. I'm not saying that I personally think this is a possibility, but I'm just saying that you have to take everything into consideration right now, especially with how the current market looks like. So yeah, for sure, I personally think that right now we should be very careful and see if Bitcoin is actually going to manage to hold strong. on top of this major level of support below us, in between the 31,000 US dollars and 28,805 US dollars. Why? I think this is the level of support that I personally see as the most important level of support below us. And if we do actually break down below this area, I personally think that the $18,860 is absolutely likely to get reached. So yeah, this is absolutely very important price action that we are discussing right now during this live stream. And let's take a quick look as well at what else we are seeing, but therefore I would like to actually go towards another time frame. So for sure I would like to see this chart right here, but I would enable right away the 4-hourly time frame. So if we take a quick look right here on the 4-hourly time frame, what I think is actually quite unfortunate, or perhaps the daily could be as well possible. Now, well, the daily time frame, what I think is actually quite unfortunate is that we are actually for the third time, or for the fourth time you could say, retesting this descending support. And we were inside of this major falling wedge pattern, and if we actually manage to hold strong on top of this descending support and eventually break out above this descending resistance, we could have seen a major increase heading towards its previous high at 67,000 US dollars. But right now we are actually seeing a different price action taking place. So if we zoom in a bit closer, taking into consideration that this descending resistance right now was our previous descending support, well, we can clearly see that we are actually getting rejected by this descending support line, or well, resistance line right now. So what you're seeing is that we broke down below it, we wanted to break out above it, but we unfortunately got rejected, and we are right now seeing price action towards the downside. So yeah, this is actually something that does concern me, because if we do not actually see a stronghold getting found on top of this area, for me personally, it means that we could see an even further decline heading towards for sure the 29,000 US dollars down below us. But as I've said previously, the next level of support is actually going to be, well, this major level down below us that I discussed during the past couple of minutes at 31,778 US dollars. So that is for sure something that I think is very important. So the $31,000 will be the next level of support below us, where we could perhaps see a major stronghold of support getting reached. Otherwise, if we do actually see a further increase in price action taking place and a support once more being found on top of this descending support, or right now current descending resistance, well, that could perhaps mean that we are going to still stay inside of this falling wedge pattern. But I would still say that I'm doubtful about it, because we have clearly seen a noticeable rejection once we tried to actually break out above this descending resistance. But lastly, during this Bitcoin, well, bigger time frame predictions before heading towards the time frame right now, the 1 hourly time frame and the 4 hourly time frame, and discuss this minor symmetrical triangle, I would actually like to take a quick look at what we are currently seeing on the Bitcoin CME chart. Why? It's because if we look at the CME chart, for example, what I think is actually very crucial to me is that if we place two trend lines, we can clearly see that we actually closed the past week at 36,726 US dollars, and we opened this week actually at 35,555 US dollars. So yeah, this is for sure something I think is looking very important. But yeah, I'm sorry for this. I actually had the 4 hourly time frame. So what is even more important is that we have this major CME gap. We closed past week at 38,180 US dollars, and we actually opened this week at 35,555 US dollars, meaning that we have a major CME gap actually here taking place. The very last time that we did saw a major CME gap just like this was at this point in time right here at approximately the 3rd of December. And what you could see here is that we clearly did not fill this gap at all. So that could perhaps be the case right now as well, that we are not going to be able to fill this gap. And by filling a gap, I mean seeing an increase in price action taking place all the way towards the point where the previous week closed. So we did not see this occur the very last time that we did see a major CME gap taking place. We did not see the price action of Bitcoin rally all the way up towards this previous weekly close on the CME chart. So right now, what I think is actually very important to look at is if we are actually going to experience a movement towards the upside and be able to close this gap on Bitcoin CME. Otherwise, if we are not able to do so, perhaps we're going to see a further decline in price action. But what I must say is that gaps are actually quite good, because quite often we do actually see that these gaps are actually getting closed or getting filled by Bitcoin's price action. So therefore, right now, I'm still monitoring this price action of Bitcoin very closely, because if we do right now see an increase, especially if we head towards the chart once more above descending resistance, it is possible that we will be once more finding a stronghold on top of it and see further continuation towards the upside, heading towards the $38,150. And that is exactly this thin line right above us where we would like to see the price action of Bitcoin heading towards. Otherwise, if we do right now see a further decline, it is high likely that we won't be able to fill the Bitcoin CME gap. So that is for sure something that I personally think is quite important right now. And also, what I would like to say right away is that if you are watching this live stream and you haven't smashed up that like button down below, do not forget to do so, because it will be absolutely highly appreciated and you will be supporting the channel as well. Also, this being said, let's head straight away towards the Bitcoin 1 hourly chart and see what this symmetrical triangle is actually showing us right now. So if we go towards the 1 hourly chart, well, what you are seeing here is that we are inside of this symmetrical triangle. We did see actually 1, 2 touch points underneath this descending resistance. Unfortunately, yesterday or during this night, we did see a fake out occur. We were breaking out above this descending resistance, and afterwards we did actually get majorly rejected at $36,000 and we went straight back down. So yeah, this was clearly a fake out, so I'm not counting this as a breakout. But what we have seen as well is 2 touch points already on top of this ascending support, meaning right now we are once more retesting this range. And what I think is absolutely crucial is to see if Bitcoin is actually going to see a further decline and a possible breakdown occur, or if we are going to see a further increase taking place instead. So therefore, I'm going to enable the multiple indicators, but for sure right now in the immediate short term, I'm going to place a Fibonacci retracement to see where we could expect possible levels of support and resistance. By selecting its swing low all the way towards swing high, we can clearly see where those levels are in the immediate short term, heading straight back towards the 1 hourly time frame. And as well, people that are actually more often watching my live streams can clearly see that I adjusted my Fibonacci retracement. And what I think is important to know is that I placed the colors differently. What I think is good to see is that by actually choosing other colors, I wanted to indicate when there is actually a great opportunity to perhaps sell in the immediate short term. So if we are right now entering a trade, for example, and we do see a further increase in price action heading towards the red areas, that means that it is a high likely opportunity that we are going to get rejected once more. So therefore, I place those as red target zones where you perhaps want to see, well, a take profit at those points in time. As well, the 50 range I placed green because that's a very significant range to see if we are going to see a further increase or a further decline. So that is for sure why I chose green there. And on blue I made it blue because I personally think this is a great cool opportunity to purchase Bitcoin at these prices. So therefore I wanted to place the Fibonacci like that, and I chose those colors as well. So this was just a minor explanation to all of you. So zooming in a bit closer, and let's take a quick look at what the possible breakout or breakdown target is going to look like. Well, by measuring the beginning of this ascending support all the way towards the first touch point beneath this descending resistance, I actually have the measurement of my pattern. So if we do right now actually see a further increase taking place, what I think is quite important is that we will perhaps see a possible 5.5% move towards the upside taking place, heading towards the $37,384. Therefore, if we do right now see a further increase and head towards this direction, perhaps we are going to get rejected at this point in time, but we could as well see a stronghold of support being found on top of it. And as well, all of you that were actually, well, looking at this live stream so far and have been paying attention, know that at this certain ranges there will be also the CME gap close. So if we do actually see a breakout occur outside of this target, it means as well that we are going to fill the CME gap on Bitcoin. But if we do see a breakdown occur, it clearly means that we are going to experience even more momentum towards the downside. So that is for sure something that I wanted to clearly show to you. So if we do see right now a breakdown, what you're seeing is actually that we will be heading all the way towards the $33,129 US. So still being able to manage to hold strong on top of the 31,000 US dollars. So that is something that I personally think looks good. And if we see, this will be as well a possible major move towards the downside of approximately 5.7%. So this is absolutely a pattern that I'm personally monitoring very closely on the 1 hourly time frame, seeing what the possibilities are going to look like. And what I think is actually amazing is to see what Bitcoin's price action is doing currently at the immediate short term. Let's take a quick look at this 1 hourly candle and the amount of volatility that we are seeing so far. We have seen, well, a major increase heading all the way towards the touch point below this descending resistance, and right now we are seeing, well, a manageable stronghold. And if we just measure this 1 hourly candle by itself, you can see that we already traded 2.7%, and we still have 8 minutes to do so. So I'm very, well, amazed by this major price action as well. It looks, for me, must say, quite bullish so far, because we are managing to hold strong very well. And yeah, well, I'm looking forward to see what the next 1 hourly candle is going to look like. Well, this is what I wanted to discuss right now on Bitcoin before heading towards the indicators. And firstly, I would like to for sure discuss the EMA ribbon and the MACD on the 1 hourly time frame. So if we take a quick look at the MACD on the 1 hourly time frame and as well the EMA ribbon, what I think is quite important to know is that we are actually getting rejected by the EMA ribbon. Clearly, the EMA ribbon is actually directly above us, and even more important, it is aligned together with this descending resistance of this major symmetrical triangle. So if we do right now see a further increase and a possible breakout taking place heading towards the 37,384 US dollars, it means that a possible move above the 1 hourly EMA ribbon will be taking place, and therefore we could afterwards expect a level of support below us. So that would be actually amazing price action on Bitcoin that would be taking place if we do see a further increase occur. But if we do actually get rejected by the EMA ribbon and the descending resistance, and we are going to see a breakdown occur underneath this ascending support of the pattern, it means that we are going to see a further decline. What I think is actually looking good is that we are right now experiencing already momentum towards the downside on the MACD. So therefore, if we do right now see a crossover and momentum towards the upside taking place, it is very likely that we are going to see once more a momentum wave of momentum towards upside occur. So therefore, this means that we could still see that major increase heading towards the $37,000. But as well, we haven't seen momentum towards the downside that is absolutely significant as we have seen priorly. So therefore, if we do right now see actually a breakdown and underneath this ascending support, it is high likely that we are as well going to head towards that $33,000 direction, what I've said previously. Also, what I think is quite good to know is to place just a minor levels of support here in the immediate short term, because I'm not convinced that we are actually going to just, well, stay where we are currently at. Well, you can clearly see immediately that at approximately this range right here, $33,300, we did see previous, well, resistance, and support on top. So this is for sure a level that we want to take into consideration, and even further below us, the $30,000 range. But that is something I don't want to place right now, because we do as well have, well, the $28,000 Fibonacci below us. So that is for sure, well, good enough for me. Well, this being said, we can clearly see that this 1 hourly candle close is actually very important to me and very significant as well. Why is this the case? Is because if we do see right now its current price action, if Bitcoin's price action within the upcoming 5 minutes is not able to actually hold strong on top of this ascending support, it is highly likely that we are going to see a possible breakdown taking place and see a further decline in momentum occur. So yeah, for sure, that is absolutely important. And even more important is that if we do see this decline taking place, we will be heading all the way towards the 33,000 US dollars. So that is for sure something that you do not want to miss out on right now in the immediate short term, because this is a possible trading opportunity. Also, let's discuss the 4-hourly time frame, but before doing so, I would like to enable the RSI. So on the RSI, on the 1 hourly time frame, what we are seeing so far is that we are clearly experiencing a minor bullish divergence. The reason why is because we are experiencing, well, it depends a little bit. It depends. We will be experiencing a bullish divergence if we do see a further decline. The reason why is because we will be creating a lower low on the chart, and we will be seeing still a higher low on the RSI. Right now, we are actually, well, not seeing, I will say actually this is an equal low, or perhaps even a higher low. So yeah, so far the RSI does actually look normal, nothing out of the ordinary, but more importantly, we are approximately at the 50 range. We are just trading a tad bit below it at 45 on the RSI, meaning that if we do right now see a further decline taking place, it is highly likely that the 33,000 US dollars will be reached. But if we do see an even further increase, it is as well very possible that our price target could get reached at 37,384 US dollars, and as well that the CME gap will be filled. So this is absolutely crucial and something that I think is very important for Bitcoin's price action so far. Also, what we are seeing so far is that within the upcoming 2 minutes, we will be actually closing this 1 hourly candle, and we are having a lot of difficulty being able to hold strong on top of this ascending support. So yeah, I personally think this could perhaps lead towards a breakdown. So I'm looking forward to see what the price action of Bitcoin is going to do and what the possible scenarios are going to be. And I'm also going to, well, see within the upcoming 2 minutes what the possibilities are going to be as well. So on the 4-hourly time frame, well, this is not a confirmed pattern at all on the 4-hourly time frame, but I think it is a significant pattern for the immediate short term. But we can still discuss what the EMA ribbon does look like. And as well, what you're seeing immediately is that if we do see a further increase taking place and a possible breakout occur outside of the symmetrical triangle, I must admit that the EMA ribbon on the 4-hourly time frame will be serving as a major level of resistance above us, and it will be aligning itself together with the $37,884, our price target. Meaning that if we do right now see a further increase, we want to see a major continuation of momentum towards the upside to manage to hold strong on top of this area. Otherwise, if we do get rejected underneath it, it is as well very possible that we are still going to see the 33,000 US dollars getting reached. So yeah, right now it does not look very bullish for me so far in the immediate short term. But what is important, if we do break out above it, that we will be as well breaking out above, well, the descending support or the descending resistance, you might call that as well, of the falling wedge pattern. So the falling wedge pattern that we were previously seeing will perhaps become a level of support. So if we place a trend line just like this on the daily time frame, and we place a second one right here. Well, just like that. I'm sorry, it's not very beautiful, but I'm trying to do it as fast as possible. Well, as you can see here, if we do actually see a further increase, we won't be anymore. Well, this drawing is showing me that we won't manage to break out actually above this descending support. So yeah, I'm actually convinced that it is quite unlikely that we are going to see right now actually a further increase taking place, and that it is more likely that we are going to head towards the $33,000 range below us and actually seeing a breakdown taking place instead of a breakout. But let's see what the MACD and the EMA ribbon, and the RSI are showing us. So the MACD is actually already experiencing momentum towards the upside. We haven't seen actually a very significant momentum taking place. So for sure, this is not looking absolutely marvelous or anything at all. I personally think it is actually looking quite weak so far, and that it is very likely that if we do right now see a decline, that we will be as well experiencing, well, once more a crossover on the MACD and see even further continuation of momentum towards the downside taking place. So that is something I think doesn't look very well at all right now. And if we place the RSI on the 4-hourly time frame, well, on the 4-hourly time frame, what we are seeing so far is that we do not see any type of bullish nor bearish divergences on the 4-hourly time frame. I'm going to zoom out a bit further to see if we are, well, no, not yet. We are not experiencing any type of bullish nor bearish divergences. If we do see a further decline, we will be seeing a bullish divergence taking place. But right now in the immediate short term, it doesn't look, well, very bullish to me. But what is actually quite good to know is that we are very far below on the RSI, meaning that if we do right now see a further decline, heading towards the $33,000 will be a possibility. But more important, if we do break down, we will as well be seeing a major decline in its price action, and as well on the RSI breaking down below the dotted line, and therefore a possible stronghold will be created on top of this range, where we could perhaps be heading towards on 33,000 US dollars. As well, as you can clearly see, the 1 hourly candle already closed. Well, we are seeing right now that the 1 hourly candle actually closed beneath this ascending support, but I'm still giving it an opportunity because we are right now experiencing momentum towards upside. Of course, it is likely that we are going to see afterwards a decline taking place, and right now in the immediate short term, if you are inside of a trade or you are wanting to trade this pattern, what I think is actually quite important, well, I am entering this trade if we do see a clear breakout or breakdown. But what I think is very important is that in the immediate short term, this range right here is still a range above us of resistance. So right now, I'm wondering if the 1 hourly candle is going to get rejected at this point in time, and otherwise, it is as well very likely that we could experience resistance at this area. So yeah, these are as well great opportunities to enter a short trade position if you want to short the market so far. But I personally wouldn't say that that is a great idea, because if we take a look at the price action of Bitcoin, and especially at the funding rates, we can clearly see that the majority of the funding rates are negative, meaning that right now is actually a great opportunity to go long on the majority of cryptocurrencies. On Bitcoin, well, on Bitcoin, you can clearly see that only OKX is actually negative. Let's take a quick look right here. So OKX, Bybit as well, and Bitfinex. Well, Bitcoin is looking good as well. So yeah, I must say, yeah, monitor these very closely, because these are showing us that going long is actually the way to go right now, instead of actually shorting the market. But still, I do understand if you are actually willing to place a short, especially because we have seen major decline in price action within the during the past couple of days. This is what I wanted to discuss about Bitcoin, and right now I would like to say right away that if you are right now wanting to request any type of cryptocurrency, do not forget to place it down below in the description. I would be absolutely amazed to look at it and to discuss the cryptocurrency of your own choice. So please do not forget to place a comment down below. As well, I'm going to say right away in the comment section, Crypto Pumperd, thank you very much for joining this live stream. I absolutely appreciate you being here, and thank you very much for, well, supporting this channel. As well, for all of you watching so far, do not forget to smash up those thumbs ups. It will be absolutely highly appreciated. And even more important, do not forget to, well, subscribe to this channel, because you will be supporting all future content. And as well, I'm seeing right away amazing request down below saying that we should discuss Ethereum. So yeah, let's take a quick look at Ethereum and see what Ethereum's price action is going to do. And I would actually like to get started by looking as well on Ethereum at the weekly time frame. I'm actually going to disable a few trend lines that I've got right here, and we are going to do exactly the same as we did on Bitcoin. We are going to place a few horizontal rays to see where possible strongholds could be actually found within the upcoming days and hours. Well, for sure, this is a stronghold due to the fact that we saw previously, well, resistance underneath, support on top. So that is absolutely a stronghold in the immediate short term as well. If we take a quick look at the right now's current price action, this is a stronghold as well at $2,221 because we did actually see, well, as I've said previously, resistance underneath, support on top, resistance underneath. So this is for sure a possible ray area. And let's take a quick look right here. Well, as well, seeing resistance underneath. So therefore, I'm placing this as possibilities or possible levels where we have to, well, monitor very closely. And you can clearly see this one as well. Support on top, support on top. So yeah, these are the levels that I'm going to discuss during this video, and that I think are of crucial importance for Ethereum so far, especially on the weekly time frame. And just to say something about the weekly time frame, well, actually the same applies here on Ethereum as applies on Bitcoin. Why is this the case? Is because on Ethereum, well, on Bitcoin, I wanted to close the weekly time frame or the weekly candle above previous resistance. Unfortunately, on Ethereum, we did not see it either occur, because previous resistance was actually at this range at $27,000 and at $2,710. Sorry, at $2,710 was our previous resistance, and we did not manage to actually close this weekly candle on top of this range. So it is looking a bit bearish to me so far, but for sure I'm not concerned right now, because also, as I said on Bitcoin, the same applies to Ethereum, that we do still have levels where we want to stay on top of before I'm going to be a bit more bearish about these scenarios. I'm still very bullish on the overall market, and I personally think that we still are going to expect major opportunities for Ethereum. For sure, the level where we want to stay on top of is the $1,890 at this point in time, especially because we did previously see, well, major support on top of it and resistance underneath. So yeah, for sure, this range is a range where we do want to hold strong on top. Otherwise, if we do see a further decline below it, heading towards the $1,422 is for sure a possibility. So yeah, that is absolutely something I wanted to discuss for sure. Also, let's take a quick look at the second Ethereum chart. Right here, I'm going to, well, disable as well a couple of trend lines. Why I'm doing this is because I personally think that right now is the time to actually take once more a look at the market and see if we are going to expect anything out of the ordinary. Well, yeah, well, let's head towards the 4-hourly time frame and see if we are able to see any type of Ethereum breakout or breakdown taking place. Perhaps we are going to head towards the 1-hourly time frame. On the 1-hourly time frame, well, you could say that we were actually inside of a pattern. You could have said that, like this, quite similar to Bitcoin's pattern that we were seeing on the 1-hourly time frame. And well, this was a clear symmetrical triangle as well, with a fake out taking place during this night's price action. But what I think is important on Ethereum right now is that we are actually, instead of experiencing major momentum towards upside or managing to hold strong, we are actually seeing a clear breakdown taking place. So this breakdown on Ethereum will be actually heading towards, if we do manage to reach our breakout target, and let's take a quick look, we'll be heading towards the 2,161 US dollars, meaning that we are still going to see a major 10% move towards the downside taking place. So this is for sure a possibility on Ethereum, and something that you do want to take into consideration as well, a scenario that could play itself out. But let's take a quick look as well at 2,164 US dollars on the chart that we just discussed a couple of seconds ago, right here. Down below us at 2,321 US dollars, we are actually still seeing a stronghold below. So yeah, this is for sure a level that we do still want to see as a level where we could possibly hold strong on top of. We did clearly see that previously as well. So yeah, right now on Ethereum, yes, we are seeing a breakdown, but we have to manage and see if we are going to create a stronghold on top of this range at 2,321 US dollars. But for sure, for all cryptocurrencies right now, monitoring Bitcoin in the immediate short term is of utmost importance, because if we do actually see a breakdown or breakout outside of this Bitcoin pattern, I personally think the majority of cryptocurrencies will actually follow and see a possible increase or a possible decrease below it. So that is absolutely important to me. So this is absolutely something I wanted to say about ETH. And right now I would like to head a bit further by taking a quick look at several indicators on Ethereum as well. So by looking at Ethereum right now in the immediate short term, I'm going to enable the EMA ribbon. And what I think is actually looking very good, or well, similar to Bitcoin, is that we are experiencing major resistance by the EMA ribbon. It is aligning itself together with this descending resistance of the symmetrical triangle. So therefore, breaking out above this area would actually be amazing for Ethereum's price action, because we will be afterwards actually clearly seeing a major level of resistance, the EMA ribbon, becoming a level of support if we do break out above it. But right now it seems to me that we are going to get rejected, and that we could perhaps expect that major decline taking place towards the 21,000 US dollars. So yeah, right now Ethereum's price action is something that you do want to monitor very closely. And let's take a quick look at, for sure, at the indicators right now. So if we take a look at the EMA, the MACD, what I think is actually important is that we already experienced momentum towards the downside. We are right now seeing a continuation of this momentum towards the downside, and if we do right now see this actual breakout taking place, breakdown taking place, heading towards our price estimate at 21,000 US dollars, well, yeah, for sure, it is a possibility that we are going to see a further continuation of momentum towards the downside on the MACD. So yeah, that is absolutely a possibility. Sorry, perhaps you noticed, but lately I have a bit of a sore throat. I'm not sure why, because I'm not I've tested myself and I do not have any type of symptoms, but I'm still being a bit, I'm not sure, I'm not feeling completely well, so that is why my voice might sound so crackly right now. Also, this is our price target, $2,168, and what I think is absolutely crucial is that we could perhaps reach this target, especially because we are already experiencing momentum towards the downside on the MACD, and we could see even further continuation towards the downside taking place. So this is not looking absolutely marvelous to me, and it is actually showing me that a possible further decline in price action might be taking place. Also, what I think is important to know is that if we take a quick look at the 4-hourly time frame, we are, well, experiencing minor momentum towards the upside. Unfortunately, we are not seeing any type of, well, major increase in price action taking place. And therefore, if we do right now see this breakdown taking place, I am convinced that we are going to see, well, a very similar price action as we did before. We were seeing a minor movement towards the upside. So if we head towards the chart, you could perhaps see it as well. We were seeing, well, this minor increase taking place. Unfortunately, we did see a movement towards the downside. Afterwards, we experienced this major momentum towards the downside, and something very similar could occur right now as well. We could see, well, this minor momentum towards the upside and a further decline taking place if we do see right now a crossover on the MACD. So that is for sure a possibility. But let's take a quick look at the RSI to see if this is actually, well, something realistic to occur. Well, for sure, seeing a breakdown heading towards the 2,168 US dollars. Yeah, that is for sure a possibility for me. I personally think that this is a reachable target. And even more important, if we do right now actually see a breakdown, what I think is actually important is that if we do right now see a further decline in price action, we will be breaking down below the dotted line on the RSI, meaning that we could see a stronghold getting found. So if we do see right now a decline, we could see a stronghold getting found on top of the 2,100 US dollars, especially because we will be breaking down below the RSI. So the RSI does actually look very good to me on the immediate short term. And if we take a quick look as well at what we are currently seeing, we are actually on Ethereum already experiencing a minor bullish divergence, because on the 4-hourly time frame we are clearly seeing this lower low in the immediate short term and this higher low on the RSI, meaning that we are actually seeing a bullish divergence taking place. This could perhaps help us to hold strong on top of the area that I said previously does actually count as a level of support underneath us as 2,339 US dollars. But if we do break down underneath this range, well, then for sure we are going to expect that major decline towards the 2,168 US dollars down below us. So yeah, I will be monitoring this horizontal area as well, because if we break down below it, I'm confident that we are going to retest the 2,168 US dollars for sure. So that is for sure something I wanted to discuss. And as well, lastly, I would like to take a look at the RSI on the 1-hourly time frame. So on the 1-hourly time frame, if we take a quick look at the RSI, we are not seeing anything out of the ordinary. We are as well seeing a minor bullish divergence. We are experiencing the exact same lower low on the chart, and we are seeing still a minor higher low on the RSI. But I personally think that this is not significant at all, because further decline in price action is, well, very likely to occur right now, as you can clearly see on ETH price action. Also, what I think is clearly important is that on the 1-hourly time frame, if we break down below the dotted line on the RSI, we could manage to hold strong, but we still have actually space to break down further. So breaking down even further towards the 2,168 US dollars could be a possibility for sure in the immediate short term. So this is absolutely a breakout that you would like to take into consideration right now for sure. Well, this being said, I'm seeing that Christine Cherche, I'm sorry for the pronunciation, I'm not very good at it, but she's saying, or he is saying, Crow and XRP. So yeah, for sure, let's discuss Crow and XRP, but let's take a quick look just for a minor second to see what Bitcoin's price action is doing outside of our pattern, where we are clearly experiencing a breakdown right now on Bitcoin. So yeah, for sure, I am confident right now that we could be heading towards a 33,000 US dollars on Bitcoin. So if you are right now actually wanting to enter a trade, perhaps a short trade position, it might be a good option right now, because we could experience well, further decline on Bitcoin within the upcoming hours, especially because we are breaking down outside of this pattern. But of course, yeah, this is something that you do want to monitor closely. And what I think is important right now here is that if we do see a further decline, we do not have that much space on the 1-hourly RSI, but especially on the 4-hourly RSI, we do not have, well, actually not any space at all, but we could still see that decline taking place. So yeah, I would like to say monitor this 1 hourly pattern on Bitcoin very closely, because a lot of possibilities are out there. So yeah, that is for sure something I wanted to discuss right away. And hopefully before discussing XRP, I will be actually taking a sip of my water because my throat is actually hurting a little bit. So please give me a quick second. Well, thank you very much for, well, waiting for me. I am right now ready to see, well, what the price action is doing, and what we are actually right now experiencing altogether is this major Bitcoin decline. We are clearly experiencing this breakdown, and whoa, this 1 hourly candle is actually going crazy right now. We are seeing major movement towards the downside taking place. So for sure, this is a confirmed breakdown on Bitcoin right now, and we could perhaps be heading towards a 33,000 US dollar down below us. And if you have watched this live stream so far, you do know why this is actually the range where we could be heading towards. So yeah, for sure, very important price action going on right now. Also, let's discuss right away a few other cryptocurrencies, getting started with crypto.com, and let's take a quick look at what this price action is going on. So crypto.com, $35, absolutely a level that we haven't been at for quite a long time already. Let's take a quick look as well at the weekly closes on crypto.com and to see where possible levels of support were or are going to be. And I'm actually as well going to place a new Fibonacci on the weekly time frame, and I'm going to select, well, from swing low all the way towards swing high. And yeah, let's take a quick look what we are currently seeing. So swing low is at 0.09 cents. Yeah, that is fine. Yeah, I personally think that this is a good example of a Fibonacci retracement that is right now accurate for what we could expect even further decline on Ethereum's on crypto.com. So yeah, let's discuss what this cryptocurrency looks like and what we could perhaps expect within the upcoming weeks. So yeah, let's take a quick look at this price action so far. Also, what you could see is that if we do right now actually experience for the decline, we are seeing right here, well, previous weekly candle closes and continuation. So therefore, yeah, well, this is in the immediate short term type of level of support, but I'm not confident that this might be a stronghold. But of course, there are certain possibilities that we will hold strong on top of it. So yeah, let's take a quick look at what we are going to expect in the shorter time frames. On crypto.com, I would like to discuss the 4-hourly time frame and the daily time frame, getting started actually with the 4-hourly time frame. So on the 4-hourly time frame, we were previously seeing that, well, falling wedge pattern that I've drawn here. Unfortunately, we are clearly seeing a breakdown underneath it. We are not experiencing momentum towards the upside at all, and therefore this pattern is not a confirmed pattern anymore, and it has no significance at all. So that is why I'm removing these lines right now. And let's take a quick look at what we are seeing so far. Well, clearly we are finding support on top of levels where we did previously as well find support on top. So that is actually looking very good to me, that we have already traded on top of these ranges and we're able to actually create a stronghold. So yeah, for me right now, this is looking very well. And even more important, let's take a quick look at what the descending resistance is going to be that we must break out above if we would like to see further increase in price action within the upcoming weeks and months. So yeah, let's place this like this right away. And let's see if we could actually extend it even further, but perhaps that might not be the possibility. No, this is, oh, well, perhaps it might be. Well, just like that. Are we going to say that this is the descending resistance that we want to? Yeah, I think this is actually a good descending resistance line. Well, we have only seen 2 touch points below or beneath this descending resistance. Clear touch points, what we actually got almost, well, it does seem like we did see a minor rejection by this descending resistance as well previously once we try to retest this area. So yeah, this is a descending resistance where we do want to for sure break out above and see further continuation towards the upside afterwards taking place once we do actually see that breakout occur. So this is a very, very important descending resistance, and as well on the daily time frame. Well, you could perhaps say that we are, well, as well inside of this, well, falling wedge previously. Right now we are underneath it, so therefore I won't be placing this descending support. I just wanted to see if that was a possibility, but unfortunately we are underneath this area. What I think is important, well, of course, that breakout occur above it, but let's discuss right away the MACD. The EMA ribbon. The EMA ribbon, unfortunately, after a very long period of time, is not anymore serving as a level of support. So that is absolutely something that I think is quite concerning, and what I think is actually very bad for the price action of crypto.com is that if we do now right now not break out above this descending resistance and see continuation towards the upside afterwards, it is likely actually that we are going to see a rejection taking place and even further decline in momentum towards the downside, meaning that the EMA ribbon will become a level of resistance on top of us, and more important, we will be heading towards levels where we have previously been, perhaps on top of this area at $9 where we clearly were before. So that is for sure a possibility that we will be seeing this major decline still taking place, but we could as well manage to hold strong on top of the $21 range where we did see previously resistance underneath. So yeah, there are many options right here, but certainly breaking out above the descending resistance would be a very, very bullish sign, and we could see major increase in price action afterwards. But right now it all depends as well on the price action of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and as we are clearly experiencing right now on the 1 hourly time frame, Bitcoin is breaking down. So therefore in the immediate short term, I'm not seeing a possibility to see a major increase on crypto.com so far. Let's discuss right away the MACD and as well the RSI on the daily and 4 hourly time frame. What I think is actually very good right now is that we did actually experience momentum towards the downside previously. We are right now experiencing even more momentum towards the downside and seeing clearly a continuation of this momentum, meaning that if we do right now see actually a further decline below this thin yellow line at $34, it is a very likely possibility that we are going to head towards the $27 Fibonacci level at 78.6%. So yeah, this is for sure a level that we want to monitor very closely in the immediate short term. And I'm actually right now as well seeing in the comment section a comment that is making me absolutely very happy, because I can clearly see here that Ilya Epping is absolutely bullish on crypto.com, but even more important, she is actually saying a very, very important strategy, and that is that dollar cost averaging into crypto.com would be very nice for upgrading your card later. So yeah, that is for sure very nice. And as well, if you do not want to have a crypto.com card, but you do believe that this cryptocurrency is able to head once more towards a new all-time high above its previous high, where we could clearly see that that was quite a nice rally towards the upside. We did see this major increase in price action. And let's say, well, let's discuss what a possible rally towards the upside would look like immediately, because if we take a quick look, our previous rally towards the upside started on the 29th of October. So on the 29th of October, we saw this rally towards the upside, heading towards a new all-time high at $95. And this took actually 27 days, and we did see a 419% increase. So in 27 days, we did see a 490% increase. Well, let's say, just theoretically speaking, we are going to manage to hold strong on top of the $0.21. Let's say we are going to see a further decline in this crypto.com price action, and as well a minor decline on Bitcoin, meaning that we are still going to reach the $21 area. Well, if we do actually, after this $21 retest, manage to break out above this descending resistance and create a trend reversal, what I think is absolutely important is that we could once more see that exponential rally towards the upside taking place. Meaning that, let's say that we are going to start at $21 this time and see a major rally towards the upside. So if we do see a rally of, let's say, 400% sharp, just like this, in 27 days, it would mean that crypto.com will be heading towards the $1.08. And if you are right now actually purchasing at $35, you still have a major opportunity to do it, well, 3x on your while you're buying this cryptocurrency. So yeah, I think it is right now certainly a great time to purchase crypto.com for sure in the immediate short term. And if we do see a further decline, dollar cost averaging, the strategy that Ilya Epping said in the comment section down below, is the way to go here. So yeah, for sure, something that you do not want to forget. Let's head straight back to, towards the 4-hourly time frame and discuss the RSI right there. So on the 4-hourly time frame, if we look at the RSI, we did clearly break down below the dotted line. We are right now experiencing momentum towards the upside, once more seeing a decline. And what I think is important to know here is that if we do see a further decline taking place, it is likely that we are going to see a strong getting found on top of the $27, because if we do see that further decline, we do not have that much space on the RSI to decline even further. So a possible stronghold could get created on top of the $27 area if we do not hold strong on top of the $34 area where we are right now holding strong on top of. So that is for sure, I think, is absolutely good. Also, on the daily time frame, if we head towards the RSI, we did see previously, well, a breakdown below the dotted line, a minor breakdown below the dotted line, meaning that we are trading very nearby the dotted line right now. And if we do right now see that further decline on the below the dotted line, breaking down below it, it is absolutely a possibility to hold strong on top of the $27 range. So yeah, for sure, for crypto.com, this is an area where we could perhaps be heading towards if we do see right now a further decline in price action taking place on Bitcoin within the upcoming hours and days. Also, if we look at the 4-hourly time frame MACD, we can clearly see that we experienced momentum towards the upside previously. We did see that as well back in the price action on the chart. We did see this minor increase taking place. Unfortunately, we are right now seeing a decrease getting found. So right now, what I think is crucial is that if we manage to hold strong on top of the $34 range, and we do see Bitcoin as well being able to hold strong where it's currently trading at, we could see afterwards a further continuation of momentum towards the upside. So we could see once more a momentum wave getting started. But of course, it's as well a possibility that if we do not hold strong on top of the area at $34, and instead of holding strong on top of it, we do see a breakdown underneath it, we will be actually seeing as well a crossover occur on the MACD and momentum towards the downside taking place. So therefore, $27 will be getting reached within the upcoming days if we do not hold strong on top of the $34 area. So that is absolutely something I think is very important for the immediate short term, and that is actually what I wanted to discuss about crypto.com. as well. If we take a quick look at the comment section down below, I'm seeing that there are several comments about the dollar cost averaging from both Ilya and Christine. Well, both of you, thank you very much absolutely for watching this live stream. I truly appreciate you being here, and if you are watching, do not forget to smash up those thumbs ups. They will be absolutely appreciated, so thank you very much for doing so. And as well, something that I think is very, very important is that yes, this is as well my personal strategy, and I do as well dollar cost average into crypto.com, but as well into Cardano and into VeChain, because I think these projects have major opportunities. And right now, due to the fact that we have seen a decline on Matic, I'm as well starting to dollar cost average Matic and as well Polkadot and Chainlink. So those are actually the projects I try to dollar cost average into. Well, let's get started on XRP. Let's take a quick look at what we are seeing on the weekly time frame, and let's disable the Fibonacci retracement as well. I'm going to disable certain levels right here. Let's take a quick look at what we are right now seeing as possible major stronghold of support in the immediate short term. So we could say that right here, this is an immediate short term stronghold as well. Well, this area right here is a stronghold for XRP for sure. And perhaps we could say as well this point in time, yeah, for sure. And well, all the way down, that is as well a stronghold for XRP. So these are the levels that we want to take into consideration. Also, let's place one more at this area right here. Right here, because this will be as well a level below us that could hold strong in the immediate short term. And well, let's place enough levels to see where we could perhaps be heading towards. So these are the levels of support down below on XRP, all the way down towards $0.13. So this is for sure something that I think is quite important to know. And what I think is right now very good still is that we are managing to hold strong, or we did manage to see actually the previous weekly close above this range. And why I think it is important that we did close above the $60 area is because we did actually see previous support being found on top of this range, previous resistance, and as well support on top. So yeah, for sure right now for me, seeing this candle being able to close above the $60 area seems to me as a very good thing so far. So that is for sure something I think is wonderful. What we want to see actually on the weekly candle that we are currently right now in is actually to see if this candle will be once more able to close on top of this $60 area, or if it will be actually instead going further down and heading towards the 49 cents range down below. So that is for sure something that I think is quite important to monitor closely. But if we do manage to close above the $60 area on XRP, I personally think that it does look very bullish and that we could still see major increase taking place. So this being said, let's get started on both the 4-hourly and daily time frame. So just like that, let's get a quick look at what the descending resistance looks like here. Well, that is for sure this descending resistance in the immediate short term. Yeah, and let's take a quick look at what else we're seeing. Well, right now on XRP, I must say that I'm not completely sure if we aren't still, yeah, we are still inside of this falling wedge, or you could say as well parallel channel. But I personally think, yeah, I personally think this will be a parallel channel perhaps. Therefore, I'm going to select the parallel channel tool to see what we could expect. So let's take a quick look by selecting only the bodies and heading all the way towards this point in time. Well, no, it's clearly a falling wedge. So yeah, let's say that this is a falling wedge pattern. Placing a steeper angle, and as well this right here. Yeah, this is a beginning of a falling wedge pattern on XRP. What I think is actually very good is that we have seen already multiple touch points underneath this descending resistance. We have seen touch points on top of this descending support. So if we do right now see a further decline taking place, we will still be able to see a stronghold of support down below us on top of this descending support area. So yeah, right now at approximately, let's say, $54 could be a major stronghold of support underneath us. So that is actually looking still very good for XRP's price action. And if we do eventually see a breakout occur outside of this pattern, we could see a major increase heading all the way towards the touch point at $1.28 above us. So that is for sure something I'm personally looking forward to if we would see a major increase taking place and a possible breakout occur above this descending resistance. So that is for sure a possibility, but we have to manage to hold strong on top of this descending support area as well. Well, this being said, let's take a quick look at what the possible scenarios are by enabling the EMA ribbon. You can clearly see that right above us, aligning itself together with this descending resistance, is the daily EMA ribbon. So therefore, if we do right now see a further increase heading towards the touch point underneath this descending resistance, it is likely that we might get rejected due to the fact that this is a major level of resistance, because we are seeing not just the descending resistance but as well combining itself together the EMA ribbon. So a major stronghold of resistance above us, absolutely important to take into consideration. And as well, let's take a quick look at what we are seeing on the MACD. On the MACD, we did already experience quite a major momentum towards the downside on XRP, meaning that if we do right now actually manage to hold strong on top of this area, we could start seeing a decline taking place, and afterwards a possible crossover and momentum towards the upside occur, still being able to hold strong and manage to stay and keep inside of this pattern. So for sure, for XRP right now, I must say that this looks quite good, especially if we do hold strong on top of the $54 area, because we will still be inside of this pattern and we could see that major breakout towards $1.28 taking place afterwards. So that is for sure something that I personally think looks quite well so far. So the daily MACD looking good. The 4-hourly MACD is actually, well, behaving itself as the opposite. We are seeing momentum towards the upside. Unfortunately, we are seeing a decline in this momentum and we are heading towards a possible crossover, meaning that if we do see this crossover occur on the 4-hourly MACD, it does concern me, because we won't be, if you ask me, able to hold strong on top of this descending support, because we will be seeing that major movement towards the downside. Therefore, this is for sure something that you do want to monitor closely, because if we do not hold strong on top of this range, heading towards the $50 area will for sure be the case, and perhaps even seeing a further decline towards the 41, or you could say as well $42 below us. But of course, in the immediate short term, the $50 range is the range where we could perhaps see a stronghold getting created. So therefore, that is the level that you want to monitor closely within the upcoming hours and days. Also, let's take a quick look at the RSI to see if a further decline perhaps towards the $42 is possible. Well, if you ask me personally, I think no, this is not a realistic price target towards $42, because we are actually quite nearby the dotted line. So therefore, if we do right now see a further decline taking place, the $50 for me personally seems to be a stronghold, because we will be breaking down below the dotted line, and therefore we could expect a major support zone getting reached on top of the $49. But as well, if we look at previous price action, as I've said previously, the $49 area was a level where we did actually see a lot of price action before. We did see support on top of it, support on top, resistance underneath, resistance underneath and support on top. So therefore, I personally think that this is quite a level of a very important level of support. So the $49 is for sure absolutely a level where you would like to see a stronghold getting created on top of. So that is looking quite well to me. And if we head towards the daily time frame, we are clearly still below the dotted line on the RSI. So yeah, this is as well giving me confidence that a possible stronghold might be created on top of the $49 range. But as well, this does seem to be that a possible stronghold could as well be created on top of the $54 area. So yeah, this is as well a possibility, and what you want to monitor very closely is to see if the $54 range is actually to become a stronghold, and being able to hold strong on top of this range means that we are still inside of this falling wedge pattern, and that if we do see afterwards a further increase towards the descending resistance and break out above it, we could be seeing a major increase taking place, heading all the way towards the $1.28, the beginning of this falling wedge pattern on XRP. So for sure, very important price action taking place so far, and we would like to see a very close monitor taking place if we are going to manage to hold strong on top of the $54 on top of this descending support on the daily time frame, or if we are going to see a further decline towards the $49 down below us. As well, let's take a quick look at the comment section. Let's take a quick look. Well, in the comment section, we are clearly seeing that Jordy0962 is in the chat. Well, thank you very much for joining this live stream. I really appreciate you being here. And as well, Shiba will get their own Ethereum blockchain network. Yes, that's true. An NFT game, Shiba Swap. Yeah, I'm looking forward for Shiba's development as well, and I'm as well going to monitor that price action very closely, especially for Shiba Inu right now. It seems to be a great buying opportunity for sure. And as well, he says, ETH, do you want to discuss ETH? No, sorry, ETH, oh, etc. Sorry, etc. But you want me to discuss Shiba Inu, I think. And Jack Crypto is once more again live together with us. So thank you very much, Jack. I truly appreciate you being here. And for all of you who are watching so far, do not forget to, smash up that subscribe button down below, and let's see if we are going to create the 1,600 followers. So thank you very much if you could smash up that subscribe button, and even more important, those thumbs ups down below. So that is for sure something I wanted to discuss right away. And let's get started. Let's get further by discussing actually the request of Jordy0962 by taking a quick look at what Shiba's development is doing. Yeah, I already thought so. I unfortunately removed the Shiba chart because unfortunately we only have FTX or KuCoin. I'm going to go for FTX to see if this is a good chart. Yeah, this is a well drawn chart. As you can see, I haven't used this chart for quite a long time, so let's take a quick look. Let's refresh it, let's clear it up, let's see if we can place a few areas. So let's get started by actually placing a Fibonacci from swing low towards swing high, seeing what the possible price action is going to do right now. Also, what does concern me immediately is that you can clearly see that right here is that we are not managing to hold strong on top of this Fibonacci level at 78.6. So that does concern me, because if we do see a further decline, we could perhaps be heading all the way towards previous areas. So just like here, we could be heading all the way towards this point in time. That would be absolutely devastating, because that means, for sure, that Shiba Inu is once it started. So I personally think it would be absolutely unrealistic as well to go all the way towards this point in time, because we will still have to experience a major 75% drop. I personally think completely unrealistic. I don't think that is absolutely not going to occur, but unfortunately we are not seeing, well, on the weekly time frame, perhaps on the daily time frame, we can choose or select another point in time on the Fibonacci retracement. Perhaps we could say just this point in time here could be the case. Yeah, well, let's say right here. And if we do see a decline towards the 100 Fibonacci here, it would still be as well a major decline. I personally think that this is absolutely, well, extreme, but of course we could still see that decline taking place, especially because we did not manage to hold strong on top of this crucial price action on Shiba Inu. So that is something that I think is quite important to see right here, that we are breaking below this area. So yeah, perhaps a further decline heading towards this direction is a possibility, or might be the case. So yeah, let's get started by taking a quick look at what we could expect within the upcoming hours and days, by taking a look at the 4-hourly time frame. So if we look at the 4-hourly time frame by itself, zooming out a bit further, well, right here, perhaps we are for sure certainly able to place this descending resistance as a descending resistance line, and you could perhaps say that we still have as well descending support, and that we are trading inside of a falling wedge pattern as well on Shiba Inu. But yeah, I must say that this descending resistance line is a confirmed resistance line. So if we head towards the upright direction and see an increase towards this descending resistance, it is possible that we might get rejected underneath this range. But of course, the descending support has only seen 2 touch points, so therefore it is not yet a confirmed descending support. And if we see a further decline taking place in this price action, we might perhaps not be able to hold strong on top of this area. But for sure, this is a pattern that I personally will be looking at on Shiba Inu, especially because it can mean that once we see afterwards, well, further continuation inside of this pattern and eventually a breakout above this descending resistance and a movement towards the upside taking place, we could be heading all the way towards the 61.8 of Fibonacci. And what I think is actually quite crucial about that is that a major move of approximately, well, let's say absolutely like 80% or 90% move could be taking place. So that is something that you do not want to miss out on for sure on Shiba Inu, because this is price action that you do not want to forget as well. If you are right now actually purchasing this cryptocurrency, as I explained previously during this live stream, what I think is important about my new Fibonacci system on this Fibonacci retracement is that if we do right now experience actually further increase in price action, once we reach the red areas, those are great selling opportunities. How darker the color, how better it will be. So yeah, if you are right now, for example, purchasing Shiba Inu at this point in time, it might perhaps be a great opportunity to sell it once we reach its previous high. But of course, that is something that you do want to do your own due diligence about. But that is something I think does look good to me. Also, let's take a quick look at what else we are seeing in the immediate short term on Shiba Inu. So by enabling the EMA ribbon, you can clearly see that the EMA ribbon on the 4-hourly time frame is serving as a major level of resistance in the immediate short term, meaning that this possible rejection that we are clearly seeing underneath it may lead towards a touch point on top of this descending support. That would be actually quite great if we manage to hold strong on top of it. As I said previously, if we do see this occur, a struggle getting created on top of this area, this will become a confirmed falling wedge pattern, and therefore that major 88% increase could be taking place on Shiba Inu. So for sure, that is absolutely very important. If we look at the EMA ribbon on the daily time frame, what I think is good to know is that the EMA ribbon is quite far above us, and what does concern me is that it is aligning itself together with this descending resistance, but as well it's heading towards the 78.6% Fibonacci. So if we do right now head in towards this direction, we will be seeing a combination of both the descending resistance, 78.6% Fibonacci, and as well the EMA ribbon. So therefore it will be a very difficult level to break out above, and we could expect major resistance once we reach this zone. So that is for sure something I wanted to say to you right away. And let's get started by looking at the MACD. On the MACD, what we are clearly seeing on the daily time frame is that we already experienced momentum towards the downside, meaning that right now we could perhaps see a further decline and continuation of this momentum taking place. But of course, you have to monitor this very closely, because we could as well see a struggle getting created, a decline in price action taking place, or well, a decline in momentum taking place, and therefore afterwards a major increase getting started and a possible breakout occur. So yeah, this is for sure a pattern that I will be personally monitoring closely on Shiba Inu, and I think it has a lot of potential for sure for the upcoming weeks as well. Also on the 4-hourly time frame, what is looking, well, the opposite is that we are seeing here already momentum towards the upside taking place. Unfortunately, we are right now seeing a decline in this momentum, meaning that if we do right now see a crossover occur and a further decline taking place in this price action, we could be heading towards a touch point underneath this area. But as well, if we do not manage to hold strong on top of this range, will be personally concerned about Shiba Inu's development, because we could be heading all the way down toward this range down below us, and as I've said previously, this is still a major drop of approximately 60%. So that is for sure something that we do not want to see in Shiba Inu's price action. So that is absolutely not a possibility that we would like to see as well. Lastly, I would like to enable the RSI. On the RSI on the 4-hourly time frame, what you can see is that we are actually, well, above the dotted line on the chart on the RSI, but we are below the 50 range. So if we do right now see a further decline taking place, we could manage to hold strong on top of this descending support, due to the fact that we will be perhaps breaking down below the dotted line, and therefore we could manage to see a stronghold getting created on top of this area. So that for me personally is looking good so far. But if we break below it, a further decline could perhaps be the case. But all the way towards this range of Fibonacci at 100% is actually, for me personally, a very, well, impossible scenario, due to the fact that we do not have that much space on the RSI to see that major decline taking place. So yeah, for sure, monitoring Shiba Inu's price action is absolutely important, but you have to take into consideration that, yeah, well, we could see a stronghold getting found still on top of this possible pattern, and see afterwards, if we manage to see a breakout occur, a major 88% move getting started. Lastly, on the daily time frame, we are actually already breaking down below the dotted line. So yeah, this is actually giving me confidence that a stronghold will be created on top of this descending support. So yeah, Shiba Inu looking very good so far, especially because we are still inside of this falling wedge pattern, and that is well, for me personally, a very significant pattern to hold strong on top, because if we manage to, well, stay in between these ranges, eventually we could see a major increase in price action taking place, and something that you absolutely do not want to miss out on. So that is for sure something I wanted to say right away. And I'm as well seeing that there are new comments down below in the comment section, and that is Hamdam Al Hosari saying good morning to you too as well. I truly hope you're enjoying the content so far, and if you do not forget to smash up those thumbs ups down below. They will be absolutely highly appreciated. So thank you very much already, and let's take a quick look at the request that you are placing. So your request is to discuss Chillix. So yeah, let's discuss Chillix for sure, and let's take a quick look at what the price action of this cryptocurrency is doing right now. And afterwards, I will say it right away that I will be taking a quick look at a few metrics on Bitcoin. So that is something I wanted to say, well, immediately. So Chillix. Oh. For the people who do not know this cryptocurrency, it's still a 100% 100 ranked cryptocurrency at rank 77. It has a current price of $16 and it has a market cap of just under 1 billion US dollars, so 988 million. Still a great market cap. It has a lot of possibilities to see a further increase and, well, double or triple or quadruple its market cap. So in market cap, talking about market cap just by itself, I personally think it has a lot of opportunities. If we take a quick look at its market cap chart and we go towards its all-time, you can clearly see that we are right now heading towards a very low point in time on its market cap. So that is something that I personally think, well, yeah, is this actually looking good? Because we are seeing lower lows and we are seeing, well, a very deep touch point below us. But yeah, let's discuss the price action of this cryptocurrency on TradingView and see what the possibilities are going to be. So by looking at the chart calculated by TradingView, I would like to discuss this price action, getting started by looking at the daily time frame, and actually getting started by enabling the Fibonacci retracement that is going all the way towards the $4 cents. So yeah, that is fine. That is a fine place to start. So from swing low all the way towards its swing high, and yeah, there we are seeing the Fibonacci retracement. What actually does concern me about this cryptocurrency is that this cryptocurrency actually started on, well, let's say right here on the 3rd of July of 2019. Afterwards, we did see this major spike. We went all the way from $4 cents towards its all-time high at approximately $1. So that was an incredible and very significant move towards the upside. But ever since that point in time, we haven't seen Chilix once more surpass its previous high from March 2021, but I think it has a lot of potential to do so. So that is absolutely something that I do think is very important for Chilix price action as well. If we take a look at the daily time frame and we enable a trend line, what I think is actually very good to know is, well, if we place the trend line just like this, this is the descending resistance where we want to break out above of. Otherwise, if we do not break out above this range, we won't be seeing a trend reversal, and therefore further continuation towards the upside is quite unlikely to occur. We do have to break out above it to see further increase, but once we reach this range, we could get rejected and see a further decline taking place. So yeah, for sure that is important about Chilix. And what you can clearly see is that I think this is quite important about the Fibonacci retracement. We did see that the red areas are actually areas where you do not want to purchase any type of your cryptos. The 50 range is a range where we, well, can see clearly momentum shifts. Once we break out above it, we can see spikes and increases in momentum and as well in price action. But once we break down below it, we can see, well, quite a few turns towards the downside. You can clearly see that. But what I think is even more important is that we are right now trading in the blue area. And once we are in the blue area, this means this is an area where you would like to dollar cost average into a cryptocurrency. And that is exactly what I personally think is occurring right now. Right now in Chilix, you want to dollar cost average into this project. So yeah, for sure, if you do not have a platform to do so, do not forget that down below in the description, you will be able to earn up to 4,100 USD Tether deposit bonus on Bybit by using the link down below. So yeah, this is absolutely something you do not want to miss out on. And as well, this is a platform that I personally use a lot, so I do truly recommend it. So that is for sure something I wanted to discuss right away. And let's take a quick look at what else we are seeing on Chilix so far. Well, Chilix clearly seeing quite a major decline right now taking place. If we enable the EMA ribbon, you can clearly see that this is aligning itself together on the daily time frame with this area right here at 78.6 Fibonacci at $24. So once we see a further increase taking place, we could expect, well, major resistance at this point in time if we do right now see a further increase. But if we do right now see a further decrease, we could be heading towards the 4 cents range down below us. But let's take a quick look as well if we are able to see a possible, well, stronghold in the immediate short term below us, and that is clearly what is taking place. We can see that right here we experience resistance underneath at approximately $12. So if we do right now see a further decline at $12, I am actually confident that this will be a level of support below us. So if we do right now see a further decline, this range is a range where we will for sure see a stronghold getting created. So that is absolutely something that I think does look very good. And let's get started by actually enabling the RSI. On the RSI, we are already breaking down below the dotted line, meaning that a further decline in price action is actually, well, possible to occur. But if we drop even further down, it is even more likely that we are going to actually create a stronghold. So if we do right now see a further decline, breaking down below the $12 area right here is for me a level, well, quite impossible to occur. Actually, I personally think that if this does occur, it will be rather unrealistic. So holding strong on top of this area is actually something that I think does look very good. As well, if we take a quick look at the RSI on the 4-hourly time frame, well, this one is as well breaking down already below the dotted line. So therefore, as I've said previously as well, holding strong on top of this 12-cent range underneath us is absolutely high likely to occur. And even more importantly, we are right now, well, seeing a minor bullish divergence taking place on the 4-hourly time frame. If we take a quick look at, well, both the RSI and the chart, we can clearly see that we are experiencing a lower low on the chart, and we are clearly seeing, well, a higher low on the RSI. So for sure, this is a bullish divergence. This could perhaps be that we are going to manage to create a stronghold. But even more important, if we do see further decline in price action, we will still see this bullish divergence taking place. So a stronghold is absolutely high likely to get created on top of this $12 area down below us. As well, if you can see above us, we are as well experiencing resistance by the EMA ribbon. So therefore, a possible decline is as well likely to occur. But if we manage to hold strong on top of this range and accumulate for a while, we could eventually see an increase taking place and as well a breakout occur above the EMA ribbon. So that is absolutely something that you do want to take into consideration as well. And lastly, what you can see here on the MACD is that we are losing momentum strength towards the upside. Therefore, if we do right now see a further decline, it is likely that we will see as well a crossover on the MACD and eventually as well a movement towards that $12 area, as I've said previously already multiple times. And if we take a quick look at the daily time frame, we did already experience momentum towards the downside, and this is actually something that I'm personally very glad that we have already seen this, because this means that if we do, for example, see an even further decline towards this range, afterwards, if we manage to hold strong, we will start seeing a decline in its momentum towards the downside, and therefore we could expect eventually a possible crossover occur on the daily time frame and as well momentum towards the upside taking place. So that is for sure something I personally think does look very good, and that is right now in the immediate short term what I wanted to discuss about Chillix. And as I've said previously during this video, if we take a look at Chillix price action overall, I personally think right now it's a great opportunity to dollar cost average into this project. So yeah, that is something you perhaps want to look into or look at for the upcoming weeks and days. Well, thank you very much for watching so far, and if you did enjoy this Chillix, well, technical analysis, do not forget to, well, smash up those thumbs ups down below, because they will be absolutely highly appreciated on this channel. This being said, let's take a quick look once more at what Bitcoin's price action is doing so far and see what we are currently seeing in the immediate short term. And is this the chart that I was using previously? Well, I think so, yes. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin's price action. Well, Bitcoin's price action clearly experiencing major decline in momentum. We are heading towards the 33,000 US dollars. And let's discuss as well something that I think is quite important, because that is the Bitcoin heat map. So if we take a quick look at the Bitcoin heat map on the 4-hourly time frame, I won't be enabling it. I will be placing it on the 1-hourly time frame. And let's take a quick look at what we are currently seeing. So yeah, at approximately this point in time. Oh, we are right now breaking down below this range right here, but you can clearly see that at 34,000 US dollars, there are a lot of possible buy orders or sell orders, could perhaps as well be the case. But the darker this yellow line gets, it means how more significant it actually is. So yeah, at this point in time, there are a lot of people saying, well, perhaps we are going to see right now a stronghold getting created because we reached this range. But I personally think a further decline is actually more likely to occur. And if we head towards the 4-hourly time frame, you can clearly see that down below us at 34,000, there are a lot of purchase orders. But it does actually, for me, it seems quite stunning that we are not seeing any type of orders at the levels even further down. You can clearly see that at $33,000, we only have a few orders below us. So perhaps it means that this is going to be a stronghold where we are currently trading at approximately 34,000 US dollars. And if we take a quick look at Bitcoin's price action, well, we are clearly right now, well, seeing a possible stronghold getting found, let's say so. And let's discuss as well a little bit further back in time to see what we could be seeing at this area at 34,000 US dollars. Well, at 34,000 US dollars, well, we saw previously a little bit higher, 34,550. We did see a support zone and resistance at 34,000, where we are currently trading at. We did as well see a minor support and resistance, but for me personally, the 33,000 US dollars seems to be the level where we will be heading towards, especially because if we take a quick look at the 1 hourly time frame, we can clearly see that we were actually inside of this pattern, as I said previously during this live stream, this symmetrical triangle, and we are right now breaking below this ascending support. So therefore we could expect this major decline towards the $33,000 area. And right now, yeah, personally, it seems to me like the $34,000 range is a stronghold for the immediate short term. So that is a possibility right now. But yeah, this is something you do want to monitor very closely for sure, because it is important to see what Bitcoin's price action could perhaps do within the upcoming hours and days. So yeah, hopefully you are enjoying this content so far, and let's take a quick look at what else we are seeing right now. Getting started with the Cointelegraph article. Well, I think this article only takes you 9 minutes and 30 seconds to read. I personally think it is a must read for sure for all of us who are right now actually willing to purchase cryptocurrency or actually active trading the crypto market, especially because a liquid supply going up recently. 5 things to watch in Bitcoin this week. So I think these are a very important article. I won't be reading it. It's a little bit too long for this live stream to discuss. But what I think is actually quite good to know is that the current market value realized value ratio. Oh, we are right now going towards his tweet. Well, that is for sure as well very good. The current market value realized value ratio is the 38th percentile of historical readings. In the past, Bitcoin dips below realized price market value, realized value below 1 have served as generational buying opportunities. It's anyone's guess if we get to 24K, but it would certainly be extremely attractive to buy Bitcoin. And that is of course something I personally think, yes, for sure, if we head towards the 24K, it will be extremely attractive to actually see 24K Bitcoin getting reached. But as I've said previously during this live stream, I do have certain levels where I personally think we have to stay on top of, and those levels are actually the levels I discussed at the beginning of this live stream. So if you are actually wanting to see me discuss the live stream or discuss these levels, a little bit more significant ones, do not forget to watch the beginning of the live stream. But for sure, this yellow box down below us and as well these 2 levels above us are major levels of resistance. So these are levels we have to take into consideration for sure. And on the immediate short term underneath us, these levels down below are levels where we could see a major stronghold of support getting found on top. So yeah, For sure, if we break down below this area, I will be a bit more bearish on the overall trend. But if we manage to hold strong on top of this, well, yellow area, I personally think it does still look very good for Bitcoin's price action. So for sure, I'm looking forward to see what Bitcoin's development is going to look like as well. Sorry for my coughs and throat. I do have, I'm not sure what is going on, but I'm not feeling well, certainly 100% lately. And let's take a quick look. I'm seeing quite a long message on the comment section down below, so let's take a quick look at what Ilya Epping is saying. She's breaking: Russian invasion of Ukraine possibly imminent as US commit troops and evacuate embassies if war begins. World markets will tank. The Martini guy wrote this, so be careful. Oh my god, finally able to join our stream. And thank you very much to joining, Lionel. Thank you very much for joining this live stream. But I must say, let's take a quick look at what this is happening, what's going on. Let's take a quick look at what the Martini guy is tweeting. Breaking news. Yes, you are clearly right, Ilya. Let's retweet this once. I retweet it right away. Troops and I forgot embassies. If war begins, world markets will tank. Yeah, for sure. If war begins, we will see a major decline in all crypto assets and for sure all assets in general. So what is that actually telling us? If we do see right now this market plummet, or we will see a possible market plummeting, and as well the crypto market declining majorly, what is this actually telling us? Well, it's just saying to us one certain thing. It's actually showing us that it is a great buying opportunity. So if we do actually see a major decline in Bitcoin, breaking below the levels at 31,778 US dollars or 28,805. So if we break down below this range and we do actually see Bitcoin's price action plummet all the way towards the 18,860 US dollars, what we do have to take into consideration is that it is going to be a major buying opportunity if we do see a major decline due to the, well, Russian news. And also I'm actually looking forward to see if this news is as well shared already in other news sites. So let's take a quick look on Google. Oh, sorry for that. Let's take a quick look at the Russian news. So I'm not seeing any type of breaking news right now. Perhaps we have to just take a quick look right here. 8 hours, then Ukraine. Well, here we have BBC saying UK withdrawing some embassy staff from Kiev. Yeah, well, it's true. We are seeing a retrieve from some embassy staff. So yeah, I'm totally agreeing with Emmanuel A right here. Short 20x easy money. I'm completely agreeing with you here, guy. If this is actually a true case scenario, if we are actually right now going to experience a possible, well, let's say war area or war zone, it could perhaps be a very wonderful time to short the market. So yeah, that is for sure something that we do want to take into consideration as well. Well, getting started and looking at Bitcoin, well, yeah, heading towards the $33,000 is for sure right now very likely to occur. And due to the reason that we are right now actually hearing this news, I'm personally going to say that I won't be longing Bitcoin at $33,000. I wanted to, but if we are actually, well, hearing this type of news, I could perhaps place a long and just see a minor increase perhaps towards this range right here. But for sure, I personally think placing a long right now might be devastating, or it might be not a good idea if it is actually real that we are experiencing, well, this news about Russia, you know, possibly, well, let's say possibly invading Ukraine. So that is why I won't be placing a long position. Otherwise, I would have been placing a long position at $33,000 with just the 3x leverage. And I wanted to enter Bitcoin's trades from 33,000. I wanted to just accumulate even more and add more to my position all the way towards the $28,800. That is what I was willing to do, but right now I will be actually monitoring the market more carefully and seeing what the possibilities are within the upcoming, well, hours and days. So yeah, for sure, let's discuss a few other cryptos as well. Let's get started actually by looking at Bitcoin as well. I would like to say Bitcoin is the crypto I would like to discuss the most during today's live stream, and I'm actually going to remove from these drawings. Oh, let's see, reset chart. Oh, remove drawings. Sorry for that. Let's take a quick look. There we are. So if we go towards the daily time frame, what I think is actually quite good is that if we take a look at, for example, the market value, realized value, we are actually quite far down below. We are at approximately 1.5 on the 23rd of January. So yesterday we were at 1.5. And usually once we do see actually a breakdown or a market value, realized value underneath the one zone. So for example, right here, once we were at 0.85 market value, realized value on March 2020 during the COVID crash on Bitcoin, it was a major opportunity to purchase, well, Bitcoin for sure. And as well, the very last time that we were at these ranges at approximately 1.6 and 1.5, it was an amazing opportunity as well, because we did see that major rally afterwards getting started towards a new Bitcoin all-time high. And if we do look at even prior data, you can clearly see that as well during the February 2019 and 2019 perhaps as a whole, as that year, we did actually see that it was all the way down below the, well, market value of 1. So therefore it was a major year where you wanted to purchase Bitcoin, because afterwards we did see this major increase in price action taking place, heading towards the 10,000, 11,000 US dollars, and you were actually able to purchase at 3 or 4,000 US dollars. So yeah, that is what was showing us that it was a great opportunity to buy. Right now we are actually once more at approximately one area. So yeah, this is absolutely something that you do want to take into consideration for sure. Because if we do right now plummet underneath the one range, I will be personally, well, investing a lot of money into Bitcoin. And especially if we're going to see a further decline and crash, I will be purchasing even more Bitcoins for sure. As well, if we discuss the stablecoin supply ratio, it's at all-time lows, meaning that a lot of people are actually, well, all-time lows from the past couple of months for sure. And as well, if we take a look at the entire time, you can clearly see that the stablecoin supply ratio is actually at all-time lows for sure, meaning that perhaps people are, well, purchasing once more Bitcoin, or are just simply not holding stablecoins anymore because they are heading straight back to fiat. If you ask me, that is not the smartest decision. Well, for sure, I personally do not think that fiat is a cryptocurrency that you, a currency that you do want to hold in the long term. But I do understand that scenario, and as well, I'm not saying that stablecoins are a better option. I'm just saying stick to Bitcoin, stick to Ethereum, and you will be having great results within the upcoming years, especially with Ethereum. I'm very bullish about that development for sure. And lastly, let's take a quick look at the Bitcoin SOPR, spend output profit ratio. What I think is actually quite good to know is that once we are as well below the one area on the SOPR, it means that it is usually a great buying opportunity. Clearly, right now we are below the one area we were yesterday. So yeah, the only thing I have to say right now is that most, well, macro metrics that show us what is going on, well, behind the scenes in the market, these metrics are clearly showing us that it is a great buying opportunity for Bitcoin for sure. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to see what development is going to occur. And if we do right now perhaps see a war. Of course, I'm not looking forward to it, but let's say this might perhaps be the case. It is absolutely high likely that it will be a major opportunity to buy Bitcoins. Even if you are afraid, do not forget that it will be a possibility that might perhaps only occur once in a lifetime. So yeah, let's get actually started with discussing something I think is quite important, and to see what is going on with Cardano's price action. So this is one of the last cryptocurrencies that I'm going to discuss during this live stream. So Cardano is the last one that I would like to discuss, that I chose myself. But of course, if you do have a cryptocurrency of your own that you want me to take a look at and see what the price action is going to do, well, do not forget to place a comment down below with a cryptocurrency of your own choice, and I will be more than happy to watch and see what the possible price action is going to look like for that cryptocurrency in general. So let's get started and let's take a quick look at what we could perhaps expect on Cardano. Well, for sure, on the daily time frame, looking quite well to me. I'm actually going to remove the Fibonacci retracement, because I do have a new Fibonacci retracement for all viewers during this live stream. You know that already, so that is something that I wanted to say right away. And let's take a quick look at that beautiful pattern that we are seeing on Cardano taking place right now. Well, we are seeing already multiple touch points underneath this descending resistance. We are seeing multiple touch points on top of this descending support, and right now we are heading once more towards the touch point on top of this area. Absolutely something I'm looking forward to, because if we do see a major breakout occur outside of this pattern, what you do not want to forget is that our possible breakout target will be $2.96, meaning that we will see a major increase taking place of over 100%. For sure, something that we all do not want to miss out on. So yeah, 160% if we would perhaps break out at this point in time. So yeah, absolutely major development right here on Cardano, especially if we manage to hold strong on top or inside of this pattern. I'm absolutely very bullish about this development for sure. And let's take a quick look at what we could perhaps expect within the upcoming hours. Well, for sure, down below us we do have certainly a level of support where we are going to see a possible support getting reached. The reason why is because we are going to see this descending support once more getting retested, but as well the 100% Fibonacci where we sorry for that, where we have seen previously, well, as well a wick actually finding support on top. So that is something that I think is looking quite good. But what is not looking absolutely good at all is that we are actually trading underneath this range right here, and therefore if we do right now see a potential increase, the $1.05 area will for sure be a level what I personally think be very difficult to break out above. So yeah, right now I'm pumped but as well concerned, because if we do not break out above this area, it will be absolutely devastating for its development. But in the immediate short term, the most important thing for Cardano is to hold strong on top of this descending support and manage to, well, create a stronghold on top of these areas. What I think is quite good to know is that previously we did already see a stronghold getting found on top of the $90 area at 100 Fibonacci, due to the fact that we saw this candle wick wall head straight back up after that point in time. So that is absolutely looking good. And if we take a quick look right now at the 4-hourly time frame and enable the EMA ribbon, what I think is actually concerning is that the EMA ribbon is right now above us. If we do see a further breakdown towards this descending support, we could see the EMA ribbon lining itself together with the $1.05 range, therefore being a major level of, or a very difficult level to break out above. So that is for sure something I think is very important to consider within the upcoming hours and days. Also, this being said, let's enable right away the MACD, and on the MACD we are clearly heading towards a crossover and we could experience momentum towards the downside. So for sure, what is important right now in the immediate short term is to manage and to see actually a stronghold getting created on top of this descending support. Otherwise, if we break below this descending support range, well, I'd be a bit more concerned, because yeah, this could perhaps mean that we are actually going to see an even further decline. And where that could perhaps be heading towards, well, if we see and just take a look at the Fibonacci and say that the Fibonacci is going to be the next level that we are going to reach, especially because we do not have that much prior data of Cardano's price action on this chart, it could perhaps mean that we will be heading towards a 0.32 dollar cents down below. So that is for sure something that I think is quite concerning, because if we would head towards that direction, well, yeah, for sure, that means that we will be very low in Cardano's price action. And I personally think that, yeah, we have to hold strong on top of this range, because if we break down even further, yeah, those are levels that we certainly do not want to see getting reached at all. So also, let's take a quick look at what else we are seeing on Cardano on the 4-hourly time frame by enabling the RSI. On the RSI, what you can clearly see is that we are actually quite nearby the dotted line on the lower part. And what is even more important to me is that we are actually seeing a minor bullish divergence, meaning that a possible stronghold is likely to get created. Why are we seeing this bullish divergence? Is because we are clearly seeing, well, this lower low on the chart and this higher low on the RSI, meaning that a bullish divergence is taking place, and therefore we could perhaps expect a stronghold on top of this descending support, and as well on top of the 100 Fibonacci at $90. For sure, very important to take into consideration. And as well, let's take a quick look at the daily time frame, where we are actually above the dotted line. So therefore, we still have a possible decline taking place on the daily RSI. That is still a possibility. That is something that does concern me, because if this occurs, it could perhaps be that we are going to see even further decline taking place. But what is actually looking good so far is that we are as well right here experiencing a bullish divergence. We are seeing this lower low, higher low on the RSI, meaning that we are experiencing a bullish divergence. So in the immediate short term, holding strong on top of the $90 area is, for me personally, well, something I think is high likely to occur. So yeah, that is absolutely very important. And lastly, let's take a quick look at the MACD. On the MACD, we did already experience momentum towards the downside. This is actually very good, because if we do right now see, well, that stronghold getting created on top of the $90 range, this could perhaps mean that we are going to start seeing a decline on the MACD of momentum towards the downside, and eventually experience a crossover and once more a continuation and increase in momentum towards the upside. So that is for sure looking very good. And I'm seeing as well in the comments that a loss request has been placed. Lionel, have a look at ETH. Well, we already discussed Ethereum, but for sure, I do not mind. Let's take a quick look at what Ethereum is doing so far and see what the current price action looks like. Well, as I've said previously, there were certain levels on the 1 hourly time frame that I wanted to discuss, well, in the immediate short term, and that I said were of utmost importance. Well, we did already saw during this live stream that we were experiencing, well, a possible breakdown. We did see that this candle was actually closing below this ascending support outside of this symmetrical triangle. And what is absolutely important to me was to actually see if Ethereum was able to hold strong on top of the $2,339. If Ethereum did not hold strong on top of this range, I said that we were actually heading all the way towards the $2,168, and that is for sure as well the price target I think is quite likely to get reached. So for sure, for Ethereum right now, this will be in the immediate short term the level where we could perhaps see a struggle getting created on top of, and afterwards perhaps see further continuation towards the upside. So yeah, for Ethereum, this is a range where you want to, well, monitor closely. And also, I won't be doing the entire technical analysis, so if you are right now actually willing to know what my personal theory is and what we could expect on Ethereum within the upcoming hours and days, do not forget to head back towards this live stream and watch the previous content that where I discussed what Ethereum was possibly going to do. And I'm not seeing so far any requests from anyone about a different type of cryptocurrency. Let's discuss an altcoin, please. So if you are liking the content and you are not yet subscribed to this channel, well, I must say, please do not forget to, well, smash up that subscribe button. It will be absolutely highly appreciated, and you will be supporting the channel by doing so. So for sure, do not forget to smash up those subscribes right away. Also, no problem, Lionel. I'll truly hope you appreciated the content so far, and let's take a quick look. I will be waiting just a couple of more seconds to see if anyone is actually requested a cryptocurrency. Otherwise, I will be selecting a cryptocurrency of my own choice, and that would be, in this case, Chainlink. Can you check VeChain? Well, Ed, thank you very much for joining this live stream right now. And yes, for sure, let's check VeChain. This will be the last cryptocurrency discussed during this live stream, but let's take a quick look at what we are currently seeing. So let's head towards the daily time frame. And what I think is absolutely important is to see and place actually levels, and new drawings, because VeChain has been going quite far down. Well, let's select right here, swing low towards swing high, and see where we could perhaps be heading towards. Well, clearly we are right now inside of the blue area on the Fibonacci retracement, meaning that it is actually right now quite a great opportunity to dollar cost average into this cryptocurrency, and that is for sure something I have personally been doing on VeChain ever since we were actually rejected by the 50 range of Fibonacci, and I have been accumulating even more ever since that point in time, and hopefully you are doing this as well, because I have a lot of, well, trust that this cryptocurrency is going to be, well, very, very important for sure. So let's take a quick look at what we are seeing so far on VeChain, and I'm going to place actually the weekly time frame just shortly to see if we did actually see previously weekly candle closes at any certain range where we are currently trading at. And yes, we have seen weekly candle closes. So by selecting this candle close right here, and as well this right here, up just like that, you can clearly see that these are the levels of support and resistance where we are right now trading in between. We did see previously, well, clearly on the weekly time frame, support being found on top of it, resistance underneath. So therefore, these are levels that are of utmost significance on VeChain. And as well, if we do right now see a further decline taking place, heading towards the 0.0398 level, could perhaps be the case, and even more importantly, this could be a stronghold, especially because we did saw 2 weekly candles actually closing on top of this range and being able to create a stronghold of support on top. Otherwise, seeing an even further decline towards the 100% Fibonacci down below us at 0.0234 is absolutely a possibility. So yeah, let's take a quick look at what we are seeing. The EMA ribbon on the daily time frame is actually quite far above us, aligning itself together with the 78.6% Fibonacci at 0.078, meaning that if we do right now see a further increase afterwards, once we reach this area, we could see a major level of resistance. So that is for sure something that you do want to consider right now, because if we do see an increase, we could get rejected and head straight back down once more. That is absolutely important to me. And what else are we seeing? Well, if we take a quick look at the MACD, we did already experience momentum towards the downside. That is something that I personally think is absolutely marvelous, because if we do right now see a further decline, it is quite unlikely that we are going to see an even further continuation of this momentum towards the downside, meaning that we could see a stronghold getting found on top of this range. And if we do manage to hold strong on top of this area, we will start seeing a decline of momentum towards the downside, and therefore a possible crossover might occur, and an increase in momentum will start taking place. So this is looking absolutely good to me on the daily time frame. And if we take a quick look at the 4-hourly time frame, what you can see is that on the 4-hourly time frame, it's not the 78.6% Fibonacci above us that will be a major level of resistance, but it is actually the 0.0565 level right on top of us. meaning that this level won't only be a major level of resistance in the immediate short term, but as well the EMA ribbon is aligning itself together. So therefore the combination of these two indicators, or well, this level of support and this indicator, is actually showing us that we will be having a difficult time to be able to break out above this range. So yeah, for sure, monitoring this very closely is very important. But on the on the 4 hourly time frame, what we are seeing right now is a continuation of momentum towards the downside. We are once more experiencing a crossover, meaning that if we do right now head towards the 0.0398 level, it is absolutely high likely to occur, and we could see as well, at that point in time, perhaps a stronghold getting created if we see the RSI actually being quite overextended towards the downside. So let's take a quick look to see at what we are right now experiencing on the 4 hourly RSI. Well, on the 4 hourly RSI, we are already breaking down below the dotted line, meaning that I'm confident that this will be a stronghold of support underneath us. But what is actually quite important as well is that we are seeing the bullish divergence, we are experiencing a lower low, and we are seeing a higher low on the RSI, meaning that this is a clear bullish divergence. This is giving me even more reasons to see a possible stronghold on top of this range and perhaps accumulate sideways and eventually see momentum towards the upside, and as well a crossover of momentum towards the upside taking place on both the 4 hourly and daily MACD. Lastly, on the daily MACD, if we take a quick look at what we are currently seeing, well, we are seeing a clear breakdown underneath the dotted line on the MACD. We are not yet seeing any type of bullish nor bearish divergences, but what is this actually showing me is that if we do see a further decline towards this range at 0.0398, it is absolutely high likely that we are going to see a stronghold, because the RSI already declined quite far down below. Therefore, if we do right now see a further decline, it is high likely that we might get a major stronghold underneath us. So for VeChain right now, it is very important to hold strong on top of this area. And if we do not hold strong on top of this range, it is absolutely a possibility that we will be heading towards a 100% of Fibonacci down below us at 0.0234. Well, thank you very much for watching this live stream. I truly hope you all appreciated the content so far, and if you did, do not forget to smash up those thumbs ups down below. It will be absolutely amazing, and you will be supporting the channel by doing so. And if you did absolutely enjoy this content, do not forget to smash up that subscribe button as well, because it will be absolutely marvelous to see that from all of you. So thank you very much for watching. I truly hope you appreciate it, and for all of you, have a nice day. Thank you very much, and bye bye.